So now we got the motor mount, the dog bone, and we're gonna go ahead and install this. And the short bolt goes on this side and the big bolt goes on the big side right here. So let's see, we're gonna put this one there and remove the short bolt, and then I'm gonna try to work this in here. There we go. There's one. And yep, there we go. The long one goes in here, and the short one goes right here. Yeah, you'll need a 15 millimeter for this motor mount bolt, and same thing here. And then we'll grab a ratchet and tighten this down. Okay, good and tight. Okay, good and tight. So now the motor mount's on. Okay. Cutting the zip ties. So this one goes there, this one goes there, and there's a bolt here, 10 millimeter. It's all 10 millimeter hardware. So this is for the electrical box. This, I think it goes like this over here.
And then that one's in there.
Okay, yeah, there we go. You're right. Okay, yeah, that's how it goes. Okay, then we'll grab our 10 millimeter nut, put it on here. And grab the other 10 millimeter, and then we'll tighten it down by hand, or use my deep socket to kind of run it down.
10 millimeter socket, deep well?
Yeah, 10 millimeter deep well socket. And then I'll get my 10 millimeter bolt, and there's a hole right here, right there. I'll put that there. And 10 millimeter deep well socket. Okay, then I'm going to grab my little ratchet. I'm going to tighten this down. Good. And do the same here. Okay. And then do the same here. So now this bracket's installed. And we can probably start undoing this aluminum foil now that we've kind of gotten to the point where we're going to be installing the box for the electrical fuse box. And then the other ones right here need a cuttage. You get a cutter. I use the little cutter, little Dykes cutter. Go right there. Get rid of that zip tie. And then so the fuse box, it has a bottom here. Get to push these clips. Okay. There it is. Okay. So there's a bottom to this thing here. So we're gonna install this next. Okay, I believe this goes in under all these connectors like this. Like that. And then there's these clips right here, this little metal tab, and there's one on this side. You have to line up. You have to line the metal tabs with the slots here, and there's one up here too. And then you press it down, and then it locks into place. And now your fuse box should be secure now. This guy, we'll worry about that one in a minute. Or I think it's right there. I'm gonna connect that just like that. So that's good. And now we can get our fuse box and put this on the vehicle. And there's two bolts here. We're gonna have to carefully just align it. Let it kind of drop into place. And I think we have to tighten these down. And I don't know what size that is. That's probably it's a 10 millimeter. Okay. We're gonna get a 10 millimeter socket. It's a deep well. You can use a regular socket like this one. Down here and just a little bit on each. I don't know, it's not clicking. Should I take it off and see?
If you want, cause yeah, that is a little weird.
Yeah. Let me see. I hope I didn't fuck it up. Let's see. I want to make sure they're all good because it's electrical.
Sounds like Indian music. Can't tell if it's Indian or if it's like a Mexican or like a polka.
Yeah.
Like an Italian. I don't even know what that is.
Who's playing?
I don't know. It sounds like a band.
Okay. Oh, damn. Okay. Hey, they're on there. They're on there. That's on there. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's good.
Okay.
Okay. And then get the cover for the fuse box. And we'll put it on. There. And then you have this stud here. That we have the terminal here, the cable.
I think those two of them, like this one here.
And that one too, yeah. We have two of them. I'm gonna clean them up a little bit with Scotch-Brite pad. Okay. Where's the oh. There. And put the nut on here, and then we'll have to get a 13mm socket to get this on. So 13mm. Good. That's tight. We're done with the electrical box assembly. Yeah, okay. So, basically now we're at the point we're going to install our intake manifold. We got the intake manifold plugged up here with towels to keep debris.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
Getting
There
inside.
he is. Be sure to bring a towel so you
I'm gonna
don't
pull
get
that out
all
carefully.
wet.
A little bit of debris. I'm just trying to get this out without getting debris. The holes. Get the towels out of there. I'm gonna get the vacuum cleaner. Okay, I'm gonna get the vacuum cleaner.
Okay. Oh, it's a Hercules.
The Hercules from the good old Harbor Freight.
Good folks from Harbor Freight. Very cool looking little bag.
Works good. There. Now we don't have any debris. Come with a towel and just kind of go around these surfaces and just make sure there's no anything on them. Cleaned them earlier, but we'll double check. So now we can get the intake manifold on there. And there's a gasket underneath this here. And the gasket we're gonna probably put it right there. And it has these little dowel pins on here. That'll help to locate the intake manifold onto the gasket. Okay. So now I'm going to remove these bolts here. Put them up here. They're all the same size, so no worries there. I'm going to put this intake manifold and slide it in here. And try to get those bolts in. Won't be able to reach them. You gotta get these in first, like this, kind of tilt it over, and get them in here for. Okay. Straighten in. Make your other 3 bolts here. Thread them in by hand, and then we'll run them down with the.
Jim, can I get a
Hi.
Right here.
Hi.
I
need to run down at the clearance. Can you get that to me?
Sure.
Okay.
What the hell is a rundown?
We'll grab our 13mm socket, and we're gonna run this down. I'll run this one down. We're just running it down until we can feel it have tension. And we're gonna get our ratchet, start in the center. I'm going to use my little one, my little tiny ratchet here. This is a kind of a plastic gasket in the bottom of the intake manifold. So I don't want to over tighten it. Good. And we're kind of doing this cross pattern. I went 2 centers, and went here, and we're going to move here, and then move over here, and then we're going to move over here. Here. Let's see. Snug, everything's pretty good and snug. Okay, there. So there, the intake manifold is back on the engine. And then I believe this one, we can put the we can put the harness back on here. So there's this bolt here we left on here so it wouldn't get lost. 10 millimeter. Gonna move that over there. Put this back on here, like that. And then we're gonna get a wrench or a socket or a wrench. We're gonna go with 10 millimeter socket. Tighten this harness down snug, not too much. And then we're gonna grab our thing here. I think that goes here. We're gonna grab this thing with the ears. We're gonna twist it on. There's little ears here. Put it on like that. And then this guy, I think he goes on here or on here, on the throttle body. Okay, that's good and locked on. There's another sensor down here. We're gonna push this in here. That's good. Then there's another connector right here. Gonna move this harness over here on this side. That is going to connect right here to that. And then we have these little push pin thing. That's going to push on in that hole right there. The little harness thing is going to push right here. There. And then we have this harness. Make sure everything's hooked up. We have this harness that goes into the second hole right there. Okay. It's the snake looking thing, yeah.
Not calculated though, like a type N, they're just consistent with it. And it's what they use to bluff predators away. And obviously he would look at me as a predator, which is why he's acting like that.
It's interesting the way he curls his body into, ooh, that was
yeah, okay, there we go. That goes on there like that. And then this snake head goes on right here. But we need to turn that
right, so you can see
around and we need to get this water or this coolant reservoir back over. Okay, this needs to kind of turn around. It's kind of oily. I'll clean this up a little bit.